You know, one of the things that I have loved since I was a wee little lad, I was like 1 year old. My mom sat me down in front of an old CRT and said, "Look here, boy, you're gonna watch some Batman the animated series." And I said, because I was little, so, you know, I don't know what I said, but what I did do is I was obsessed. Okay, ever since my formative memories, I was obsessed with Batman, all things Batman, and specifically Batman the animated series. So, you know, I mean, growing up, Batman was my shit, okay? I'm saying everything I saw that I could afford, I was like Batman, okay? Saw at a flea market, I'm getting that Batman thing, all right? Everything, I put it in a drawer and I was like, that's my Batman drawer, and that was full, okay? I'm telling you, it was full. So now, recently, I've been getting into, obviously, if you've seen any of my other videos on here, I've been getting into 3D printing. I like to make stuff on the reg anyways, and I got a 3D printer last year. I've been really getting into it. So I was browsing the old Thingiverse, which is a website you can find free 3D prints that you can just kind of use and print out. And I saw this Batman freaking statue. Look at this thing. I mean, like, look at it. It's perfect. You know, sometimes you see sculpts or something that are supposed to be Batman the Animated Series and don't quite look right. You know what I mean? Like, you're looking at it and you're like, okay, I get what you're going at, and everybody else kind of agrees it looks like it, but it's not 100% there. It's like most of the time, it's like 90% there, and it doesn't quite look exactly like Batman. Well, this, to me at least, this sculpt looks exactly like Batman. Every angle you look at it, it looks like a frame from the show. So I was like, damn. So I got it, and I thought, okay, what am I gonna do with it? I'm gonna print it. Okay, maybe I'll print like a, you know, a little figure or something. And then I thought, no, that's what a little bitch would do. And guess what? Garrett ain't no little bitch, all right? He ain't no little bitch. Garrett overreaches himself and consistently plans way too big projects. He has no plans on how to execute. That's part of the freaking making process, and we're gonna do it today. Because guess what? We're gonna make this print. No, I'm hearing what you're saying. Not 3 inches. No, not 12 inches. We gonna make this sucker 2 feet tall. All right. We're gonna make this statue 2 feet tall. We're gonna print it. We're gonna finish that bitch, and we are gonna freaking paint it up, put it up on the shelf. We're gonna see it at the end of this video. So stay tuned. Let's get printing this bitch, because it's gonna take a long time, all right? It's gonna take a bit. It's gonna take a while. I don't know why I'm getting so amped up, but I mean, you should be amped up right now. Let's get to that print. Now, I didn't film all of the print process. I filmed a couple pieces, but let me tell you something while we're here. This was a bitch. I'm not joking around. I said it before, it's gonna be a bitch. It was a bitch, all right? Each section of the chest piece, it took, now listen to me now. Sit down, listen to me now. It took 2 days and 10 hours per side, all right? I printed the first side, worked out. Printed the second side, halfway through it, like 15 hours in, the print failed. So half of his chest was just like, it was like, oh, it like warped. So that was trash, I tell you. Same thing happened with his bottom knee. His knees just fucking gave right out. His knees gave out, and I had to reprint. Those things, that was like 11-hour prints. I had to do those twice. And don't even get me started, okay, on the cape. The cape is its own thing, okay. Very, you know what? Let's not even talk. I don't even want to talk about it. So now we've got it all printed and laid out. It's a little daunting at this point because I don't know how I'm gonna stick these things together. And you see here, there's some texture on his what's supposed to be the gray part of his suit here. It looks like maybe some fabric texture. Well, the great 3D model had this texture, and it gave the texture to the print, and it looks great, except there's giant creases in it because I couldn't print the whole thing on my build plate. So I'm gonna have to figure out a way to join those together without making it obvious. So that's gonna be difficult. Now, next step is to put these together. We're gonna glue them together, bring them all into one, make him a big old Batman all by himself, and then we'll, my favorite thing, sand him. We're gonna sand him down, give him a base coat of primer, filler, to fill in as much as we can, and then I'll check back with you because I'm gonna figure I don't know how I'm gonna do it yet. So, wish me luck. Let's get to it. Is record? Why is it record? Little update for you. Batman. I decided to put on the 3D skin. I thought I wasn't going to do it because I thought, nah, it's not going to work. There's too much detail. But guess what? I've been doing this wrong the whole time. I've been putting on this 3D skin stuff just like in globs and basically just like coating the whole thing and letting it run off, which is stupid because it builds up in areas and you lose detail. Well, I thought, okay, well, I don't want to mess up any of my brushes, so I'll just use this sponge brush and I'll put it on a thin coat, a super thin coat, and I think it works. So I'm not losing any detail. It's still got this, but I think that'll all go away whenever I sand it. I even did it on the detailed parts of like the bat emblem. Just put on a thin coat. I'm going to have to sand it down to get it smoother, and then I might have to do another thin layer of this 3D print skin. And I'm learning. This is a learning process. We are 3 3D print projects in, and I'm learning how to, best finish those 3D prints and make them smooth. And I think this is actually a really good way to do it. And I should have been doing this the whole time. So anyways, let's get to doing the more Well, this has turned out to be very complicated. Okay, this is far more complicated than the helmet. That was an easy flat surface. This is, oh my goodness, there's all these little nicks, and this his emblem here, and it's getting complicated, especially with the sanding process and trying to get everything smooth. But I think I've gotten to a point where I've sanded it down, I think, as much as I can. At this stage, I'm going to hit it with some primer, so we'll pop out all of those areas that need to be continually sanded. And then I'm going to go and do some of that Bondo filler that I did on the helmet on this, and we're trying to maybe give it a real thin coat, enough to sand down and make smooth. I think it worked really well on that helmet. Hopefully we can get it to work on here. But so far, we've gotten it this far. Let's keep let's go. All right, primered. And I threw on a little bit of that Bondo putty stuff. This stuff right here to fill in some of those cracks. So this is just the first wave of it. Again, like most of these steps, I'm taking like 3 or 4 waves. So I put it on, sand it down, put it on, sand it down. It's a long process. I'm not showing all of it in the video, but you get the gist. Okay, so I'm going to keep going with this. I'm going to keep Bondo puttying it down and sanding it off until it is pretty smooth, because you can still see those joining lines. The lines between this print and this print and this print. So I'm trying to make those invisible to the naked eye. I also have to find some of these spots right here where that 3D skin is dripped and dried there, and I just need to sand those parts down, give it a little bit extra care around those areas. Next, after that, after we get all this stuff sanded down, I'm probably gonna have to pull out my trusty airbrush for this one. I don't know, let's keep going now. We got this guy all primered up in several layers, sanding, primer, sanding, whatnot. I moved on to attaching the cape to the actual torso here, which is a big step here because we are on our way to finally assembling this entire thing. We've got 2 more joints. We've got his torso here connected to his dick bone, and then we got the heads. You can see back here on the Cura here, I've done several prints. Whoa, hey, don't fall, you bitch. I keep having issues where these little prongs keep breaking off and it's pissing me off. Anyways, I've printed several versions of this head back here. Latest one looking pretty tight here. So we'll have to connect this to the top of the torso, and then we get to painting, which is the fun part. But next, we continue sticking this stuff together. Sticking that shit together. Sticking that shit together. Gonna stick Batman's top half to his bottom half.
This
And there we go. Now, I could sand and primer and fill and sand and primer and fill forever. But I would like to finish this eventually. So sometimes you gotta know when to just stop. Wait, stop right there. This is where I'm gonna cut it off at this point right now, because this video has gone on way too long, and the whole other half of this is painting, and that, trust me, there's a whole other half to that, and I wanted to cut this video down. So you're not gonna get just one video, you're gonna get 2 videos. Next video is coming out next week, so keep your eyeballs out for that. But for right now, let's give a sneak peek of what the Batman will look like, because I did tell you that you were gonna see it at the end of this, but now I'm saying you're not. So I'll give you a tease. So there you go, there's a little bit of a sneak peek of what Batman's gonna look like. Catch the video next week, all about how I painted it. Another question I know you're having is like, why is there a big hole in the back of Batman's head? Shh, that's another project. That may be part 3. Check out the artists that did the covers for the songs that I played in this video today. They're cool. Check them out. I also found the guy that 3D modeled Batman, because the person that uploaded it wasn't him, he was somebody else. So I found him. His name is, give me a second here because it's a little hard to pronounce, Nakshatra Nalansky. Think that's the name, but I don't know. Here's his Instagram. Go follow that guy. He's obviously a pretty good 3D modeler, and he does 3D prints himself. So check him out. Big thanks to that guy for providing this 3D model. That's a badass 3D model. Hit me up on the Instagram, sir, and I will commission you to do another 3D model so I can print that one too. Hit subscribe, like, all that crap, you know, the YouTube shit that you gotta do. Do that. Let me know what you like in the comments below. Let me know what you think I should make next. And stay tuned for part 2 next week. Now I have the feet and the torso. Now I put them together like this. Like this. Oh, like this. Oh, but more aligned. Let's do it.